depth chart and gain more play calling flexibility. Now, let's get to work.
They say games are played on the field and not on paper, and that's a good thing. Because if this one were played on paper, it might get ugly, but you never know what's going to happen. Welcome between the hedges to Athens, Georgia and Sanford Stadium, home of the Georgia Bulldogs. As we'll see a squad from the Sun Belt, the Marshall Thundering Herd, taking on the fourth-ranked team in the land, the Georgia Bulldogs. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. This crowd trying to show them what it's going to be like all day in this house. They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game. Offense took a little bit too much time at the line there. This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. From the gun, running back gets to give. Stacked up after gaining a couple to the 23.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
He is lucky to get that one back, and the last thing you want is to turn it over on your opening drive. This dog crowd is off the leash, and they are coming after them, bringing noise on third down. He's got the back in the middle. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short. Marshall back at it with another 1st and 10. Looking to pass. It's Turner. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33. Marshall comes to the line way behind the sticks here on 2nd and long. Handoff from the gun. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. The last 2 plays have not gone as scripted. It's 3rd and 19. He took a hit as he could and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and 4th down's cut.
And his coaches had these plays.
They'll run it from the gun. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Fires to the tight end. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. The Thundering Herd trying to dial one up to convert on 3rd down. And with the completion out to the sideline, they'll pick up a couple.
Man, wow, what a catch by the big fella. And when he...
First play of the period, 1st down here. Now they'll run the draw. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Thundering Herd to the line facing a 2nd and short. Quickly out to the tight end. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
How about that young man getting in the backfield again? He's really got his fingerprints all over this game so far to start it, man. We're still in the first half, and he's got a sack. He's got a tackle for a loss. These are the kind of plays that really help your defense push these offenses behind the sticks.
We're able to find the tight end for an easy completion, but good job tackling, not allowing him to get the 1st down.
Marshall comes to the line facing 3rd and long. Got it in the middle, it's Payne. And they'll pick up the 1st down and mark it at the 47. New set of downs after the completion.
And it's on 3rd downs like this. If you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
A penalty on the play, and it looks like offensive pass interference. This Marshall offense putting together a nice drive. Back to pass, it's Turner. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down.
What a hit by the defender. That's a good throw, and that was going to be caught, but how about the defender dislodging the football from its intended target?
pass rush, coming after the quarterback, and they get him at the 32. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Complete in the middle. And they'll mark him down after making that grab, and that's one way to start digging out of that hole. Now they'll try to cash in this drive. 1st and 10 from the 50. Looking to throw on 1st down. Spits it out to the back. And he'll be marked down, but he's got enough to move the chains. Just inside the 40-yard line. It's 1st and 10 from the 39. Looking to throw on 1st down. Fires to the middle. It's caught downfield. Just what this offense was looking for. Sets him up at the 26 with the 1st down. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Grabbed in the middle. It's Payne. Touchdown! Thundering Herd! Made the grab and took it on in for the score. Quick strike touchdown. Comes out and jump-starts the offense.
And, man, we see this in college football. So much explosiveness and firepower, and we get high-scoring game after high-scoring game, and it looks like we're on pace for one of those right now.
Marshall takes over the ball. The Thundering Herd offense coming out. Hand off from the shotgun. Turning it on! Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. He'll do it himself. They stop him at the 42, but they get it across midfield. Pick up 10 and the 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll try it on the ground, running the counter. And this one will be stopped for no gain. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. They've softened them up with a run. Now to throw it. Finds his tight end. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there and still a little ground to cover to pick up the 1st. To the air, it's Turner. Got him downfield. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. Marshall quick to the line.
And after that long completion for the 1st down, did you see everybody sprinting to the...
Rush coming in high, and they got him at the 29. 2nd down now after the sack. They'll run play action. Under fire. Going to try to get it himself. And this defense goes back-to-back sack, Jack. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Finds his man. It's Norton. And they'll stop him about 5 yards short of the 1st. Marshall trying to move the sticks on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Makes the catch. They get him stopped at the 2, but it'll be 1st and goal. The Thundering Herd was stuck with some tough field position, but now a chance to get a drive going. They'll run it on 1st and goal. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Herd! You know what? Methuselah lived 969 years. He was born and died in the amount of time it took them to walk it down the field and score that touchdown.
And that's just so frustrating. Play after play after play, you line up, you try to do your assignment, and you fail, and they cap it off with a touchdown? Oh, Methuselah.
The Marshall offense makes its way back onto the field. And they've got a little bit of a cushion here, David. If they can add to it on this drive, it would be nice.
And it definitely makes a little bit of a difference. Knowing I'm up by more than a field goal, obviously, Jesse, my mindset switches, and I know I can't make mistakes.
Yeah, and David, I don't think they have to reinvent the wheel on offense here. What they've been calling has been working. Just get back to doing what you're good at.
How about the job by this defense? They knew what they were getting into. A really good running back. We talked to him this week. It was the main focus point of this offense, stopping the run game, stopping the run game. Boy, have they showed up and showed out and answered that challenge.
Off the play fake on first down. Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at the 42. Marshall comes to the line way behind the sticks here on second and long. Wide receiver going in motion. He's got the tight end. And this defense was flailing as he weaved his way and got down to the 26.
Man, this offense is so dangerous, Reese. They've got dudes all over the field that can make plays. There's a big gainer in the pass game.
You get a chunk of yards like that, now the defense is really on its heels. What a nice job by the defense to string it out, not give him any kind of alley, and knock him down for a loss. After losing yardage, it's 2nd and 12. Fired that thing out in a heartbeat, but it's incomplete.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football.
That pass not close as he got drilled trying. See if they can turn this drive into points. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 50. The handoff keeps working on that clock. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Motion from the wide receiver. From the gun to give, looking for room. Oh no, the ball popped out. This could change things. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover.
Ball security is job security. You give the ball to your running back. You give the ball to your playmaker. You expect him to take care of the football, especially in these situations. All we're trying to do is run clock. Get that thing, get out of here.
Marshall takes over the ball, the thundering herd offense coming out. And now when you have a solid lead like this, Jesse, you find out, can you deliver the knockout punch?
And we're expecting them to come out here and just run the football, bleed the clock, let the big uglies up front get some push, and ball security, David. That's a premium.
Yes, take care of the football. Don't make any dumb mistakes. Be physical. And listen, if they want to load the box, don't be afraid to take a shot.
Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. These fans stepping up to help this defense on 3rd down. He's tackled right at the 40-yard line. That is well short of the 1st down, and let's see if they go for it here. Guys, this is a type of signature win that can set the tone for the future of a program.
And this is the crazy thing about college football with 18 to 22-year-olds. On any given day, anything can happen. And, David, you got to give this team so much credit. They played with their hair on fire and got a tremendous win.
And to keep the belief, like, to understand, like, I've got a chance to come in and win this game and not just give us lip service. They told us this could happen throughout the week, but they...
He couldn't connect on that 54-yard field goal attempt, and now they'll have it 1st and 10 from the 37. Scanning the field, it's Turner. Got his man quickly. Turns it on at midfield. Taken out of bounds after a good pickup there. They're in striking distance at the 37. It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. The give to the tailback. And he finds some solid space, makes a nice gain before the defense is able to stop him. Marshall might go for a big play here on 2nd and short. From the gun, the running back has it. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it. It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Trying to make magic with his feet. With the catch, it's Norton. And he's ridden to the ground, but there's also a flag down. Let's check the call. They'll decline the penalty here and let the result of that play stand.
Ready? Right. Get ready.
Wants to throw on 1st down. Quickly out on the screen to the wide receiver. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. The run from the shotgun. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Marshall needs a near miracle on this 3rd and long. They're setting up the screen. Breaks into the open. And boy, is he close to that 1st down, maybe just a couple of inches short. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. In their own territory, no problem. 4th and inches, and they'll go for it. Looks as if he's going to run it. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a 1st down. Marshall quick to the line.
And it's a good choice because he gets it, but I think it's a good choice all the time. When you get towards midfield, you've got to be aggressive. It's about scoring points. 4th and inches, I can get inches. I've worked on this. I've practiced this. Nice job by the offense. I like the aggressiveness.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Love the job by the defense here with their eye discipline. That's an RPO. It can be tricky to locate the football, but they found the running back quickly. Those linebackers and DBs really came screaming down to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
The offense will have to use its 1st timeout of the half. The Thundering Herd trying to dial one up to convert on 3rd down. Looking for a man. It's Turner. Unloads it left. And the 3rd down pass incomplete after a good deflection by the defense.
Every defense in the country talks about
They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Looking downfield on 1st down. Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23. Marshall comes to the line way behind the sticks here on 2nd and long. Now the play fake. Bought a little time, lets it go. That's reeled in, it's Harmon. They corral him out of bounds, mark it down at the 38, and this offense might have something going. It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Finds his big tight end. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Now here on 2nd down, see if they keep tossing it around. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Back to pass on 2nd down. We've reached the 2-minute timeout. We've got a tight one, and they'll try to build on the lead before going to the locker room. 3rd and long from the 42. If they can get some of it, it might give them a chance to go for it on 4th down. snagged in the middle. It's Norton. They'll move the chains. Good execution on third down. They've got it at the 41. Marshall back at it with another 1st and 10. Wants to keep it in the air. Got a man. It's Norton. Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the 1st down. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming. And now let's see if the offense can bail itself out after the 2nd down misfire. Oh, he's got some space. So close to that end zone. He can almost taste it, but it'll be 1st and goal for this offense. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the 1st half. Marshall looking for the score on 1st and goal. And he is stopped, not getting close to the end zone. Line of scrimmage still at the 3. They've got it down to the 3. Now it's 2nd and goal. Tries again to get it in. And he'll be stopped for no gain, still sitting at the 3-yard line. We got a timeout here late in the 1st half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. How many chances can you afford to waste in the red zone? He's going for the goal line. Touchdown, Marshall! Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board.
Big question mark for this offense coming into the year, guys. Who could score touchdowns? Who are going to be their biggest playmakers on offense? This guy...
Waning seconds of the 1st half. Let's see how they handle it. Running back searching for a hole. Pass the sticks, and he may get more. They get him on the ground late in the half. They have the 1st down at the 41. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, looks like we've got a terrific atmosphere there today in Huntington. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might...
The Marshall offense makes its way back onto the field. Some misdirection with the counter. Got enough for the 1st down. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. Now from the 40, it's 1st and 10. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Pocket breaking down. Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48. Marshall comes to the line way behind the sticks here on 2nd and long. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Makes the grab. It's Harmon. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Rushes on him. And he just throws it away. That is not what you're looking for on 3rd down. 4th down coming up.
And sometimes you see great shooters and they get...
Marshall takes over the ball. The Thundering Herd offense coming out. The long missed field goal squashed any hopes of scoring on the last drive. They'll try to get something done this time. The give to the back. They'll knock him down after a 6-yard gain to the 27. The Thundering Herd to the line facing a 2nd and short.
And you're seeing the offense now mix up the tempos. After a successful run, they're now going hurry up.
Defense fills those gaps. He's got 1 to the 28. Bully ball on 3rd and short. Absolutely nowhere to go as his defense makes a 3rd down stop. Marshall got that running game going on the last play. Let's see what they have here. From the gun, they'll try the middle. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Sends it back in motion. To the air, it's Turner. Finds us back in the middle.
You see a lot of offenses late in the football game with a lead get conservative. I like they didn't. Like, they trusted the passing game. You're going to get looks that you know what they are. Defense has to be aggressive. You know, they have to be aggressive because they're down. They've got to get to the quarterback. They've got to get stops. Nice job throwing the football.
Slips a tackle, and he's got room. Inside the 35, knocked out of bounds. This offense with a big play, and they'll mark it at the 33. They'll keep it on the ground, trying to milk the clock. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. And they get him down. Marshall quick to the line. On 3rd and short, they keep it on the ground here. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Marshall back at it with another 1st and 10. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. Out of the backfield, he's open. Got some room, headed to the goal line. They're able to keep him out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 2 after the big play in the passing game. Marshall looking for the score on 1st and goal. They'll run the option. Now the pitch. And that one will go in reverse. The defense all over that pitch on the option. After getting nothing done on 1st down, 2nd and goal from the 6. He'll keep it himself. And he runs it in for the score. Good! They are backed up. Defense smelling blood as this drive starts at the 5. Leaves it with the back. And that's a very productive 1st down play and bringing up 2nd and 3. He's got it again. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a 1st down. So with the late lead, they're ready to just drain the clock in victory formation. Now this team has consecutive wins, and when you start expecting to find ways to win games and you expect that you'll perform well enough to do so, that's really hard to stop.
It's a mindset, Reese. This team has it right now. You can tell their players trust each other. Big situations arise in games. They're looking at each other in the huddle on the sideline, expecting to make the play that's going to help them win games. This team incredibly mentally tough right now, Dave.
And you start to build that mental toughness when you start to string together positive weeks and you start to string together positive plays. Now you know.
He'll pull it on the read. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down. Marshall might go for a big play here on 2nd and short. From the shotgun, they'll run it. Hauled down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. They'll give it to him again. Running to Green. There he goes. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down.
How nice is it in an offense when you can generate explosive plays by running the football? You got to force feed this guy, man. He is an absolute game changer.
Out of the gun, the running back has it. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. To the air. It's Turner. He's got him. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion. Let's see what they do on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Complete and looking for enough for the first down.
I mean, good news here, they get the completion. Bad news, though.
Here we go. Here we go.
They'll start this drive going to the air. They'll run the screen. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Gets it out quickly. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Almost had the completion, just missed it. One final play before the end of the quarter. In the gun, looking to throw on 3rd down. Gets it out fast. Guys, it is Marshall carrying the lead into the quarter break. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. Lots of time left, and we're ready to get back to it and open the 2nd period. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. They'll go to the ground. Makes a man miss. At the 20, he's got space. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
When you run these counter-type plays, you're getting extra offensive linemen pulling at the point of attack, opening up a crease for that running back to gash the defense.
Marshall back at it with another 1st and 10. Right back to the well. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. They'll run it from the gun. He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 at the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score. Referee signals timeout as the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big 3rd down in the red zone. He's not even going to make it back to the line of scrimmage as the defense gets big-time pay. The thundering herd coming off that huge run might bring a little more thunder this time. They'll give it to the back. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. From the gun. Give on the inside. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
Double, double.
And the running game has been disastrous on the last couple of plays. They'll try to salvage the drive on third down. Looking downfield, it's Turner. Unloads to the wideout. And it's incomplete on third down.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering where this drive started.
Gives it on the option. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2. Marshall quick to the line.
And the offense has a little bit of success, and what do? They push that turbo button right back on the line, ready to run another play.
Makes the grab, and it's enough for the first down before he's dragged to the ground. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. To the air on first down. And he drops it just a little too slippery in the hands. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. They'll send the back in motion. Right back to the air on 2nd and 10. He slings it deep to the left. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at third down. Trying to pick up a first down. Looking to throw again. Grabbed over the middle. It's Norton. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first.
Let's go, right.
They're going to open this drive with a pass. Get it out on the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. He did not make it a stone wall on third down.
Offense facing fourth down.
My pulse rate is still through the roof on this game. I would have called that one for free. Wait, I don't want to get carried away there, but it was a really fun game and a great win.
It really was. I know we're all up here, we're bouncing around, we're excited after having seen what we just saw. What a great win for this team to go out and do it in overtime. That's the type of game that fans are going to be talking about for a long time, Dave.
Free. Yeah, right.
If you know Reese Davis, that
Welcome to Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and Johnny Red Floyd Stadium, home of the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders. And Raider fans have been clamoring to get this one started all week. We've got a sensational matchup for you. Fans have been filing in and getting ready for this game. As we'll see, the winners of 3 straight, the Marshall Thundering Herd, taking on a team from Conference USA, the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined. Off play action on first down. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. Marshall comes to the line way behind the sticks here on 2nd and long. To throw, it's Turner. Finds the tight end. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there. Now facing a 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Caught over the middle, it's Harmon. He's knocked down just short of the 30 at the 29-yard line. It brings up 4th down.
Let's go.
Off play action. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. From the gun, the running back looking for room. They make the stop after a gain of 3 to the 31.
And that run really didn't go anywhere, and a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Well, that one falls incomplete. You know.
And the sudden change magnified for this defense as it's 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Herd! The offense did exactly what it needed to do, getting the ball in field position like that.
It's that killer mentality. You step on their throat, you keep your foot down. When you get opportunities like that, they are golden chances to put touchdowns on the board. The offense took care of business.
They'll snap it from the 37 for the first play of this drive. Got a man, it's Norton. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few.
And offenses nowadays, they're really just counting numbers. How many guys do you have out wide? How many guys do I have out wide? If I have enough guys to block your guys, boom, it's just built into the offense. Pitch, catch, let me get a few yards.
Got the back over the middle. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Motion from the wideout. Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. Fires to the big fella. Nice gain on that play, but a little bit short of the 1st down. The Thundering Herd to the line, facing a 2nd and short. They'll keep it on the ground. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Defense trying to come up with a stop on 3rd and short from the 37. They'll try to run for it. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. This Marshall offense putting together a nice drive. The give on the inside. They'll give him maybe 1 on the play. It's down to the 20. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Leaves it with the running back. Drives into the defense, and they get him down after a pickup of 3 to the 16. The Thundering Herd faces a 3rd and short. Looking to throw, it's Turner. Using the quick game. Got enough space. Touchdown, Marshall! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone. Timing and better execution, that is just what a quarterback and wide receiver need.
And it's timing, it's route running, right? You got to be precise. You got to know exactly what yard you're running to. The quarterback receiver on the
The Marshall offense makes its way back onto the field. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. Turning it on! And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down. Marshall quick to the line.
I like this idea by the offense going hurry up here. You just had a very nice run. Let's get back up to the line of scrimmage and go fast.
They'll make the stop, but not before they use the screen beautifully and pick up the first down.
When this offense wants to, boy, they can go fast. After the completion and first down, right back to the line of scrimmage for more tempo.
And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. And they can't connect, but the flag flies, and I think this is going to be pass interference.
Pass interference. Defense.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. He simply can't do it, and the referee's caught it.
Makes the catch. It's Turner. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
Great play by the cornerback. He was just way too physical at the point of attack. He beat his man trying to block him, and he tackled that receiver on the screen.
And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. Marshall now lines up trying to convert on 3rd and short. To the ground to try to pick up the first. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. Now they'll line it up from the 44 on 1st and 10.
That has got to feel good if you're this offense picking up that first down by running it, because we know the struggle.
Open field on the right. They finally make the stop, and it's been this way this guy's whole career as a senior makes a play after the grab. Marshall got that running game going on the last play. Let's see what they have here. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. To the ground with the back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Last 2 runs got a big fat nothing. Let's see if they try to go up top on 3rd and 10. Trying to pick up a first down. Looking to throw, it's Turner. Uncorks it. And it's picked off at the goal line. Got room on the return. Defense comes up with a play. They get the pick and take it back to the 20.
We're watching this DB on film. I just love his ability to break on the ball. And I think he was anticipating on 3rd and long that time, the offense throwing it right around the sticks.
Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Looking to throw on first down. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach.
I know that one falls incomplete, but I love the idea of finding ways to get this running back the ball, right? You can hand it off.
Breaks into the open. Got the first down and more. And he left the first defender grabbing at air before he was finally tackled. Well, this one had all the suspense of a bug hurtling his way toward a windshield, and they did splatter them. An absolutely dominating performance.
you've got to give the coaching staff a ton of credit. They obviously had their guys ready to play and motivated right from the opening kick. All three phases we saw, just spectacular football. No mental mistakes, David. You really can't play better than that.
Nah, it's
Welcome to Lafayette, Louisiana, home to the Ragin' Cajuns of the University of Louisiana and the site of the clash we have in store for you today. Today, a couple of Sun Belt rivals ready to square off. As we'll see, the winners of 4 straight, the Marshall Thundering Herd, taking on the winners of 4 straight, the Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by a couple of legends, and yes, we do use that term loosely. David Pollack from the University of Georgia and former Gator Jesse Palmer.
Let's go, break!
They'll leave it with him. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive. Stick your foot in the...
Oh, he's got some space. Past the 20. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Thundering Herd.
Man, if I'm a play caller nowadays, man, I want more guys like this. Just versatility. You can see he can catch it out of the backfield like a wide receiver, or he can run it. Nice job catching the football with his hands, using his speed to do the rest.
So the first play of the drive will come from the 43. Gets the back moving. Dropping back, it's Turner. Lets it fly. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Back to pass. The throw. He misses his man. The accuracy just not what it needed to be on that play. Marshall comes to the line facing 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking down the middle. Finds his man. It's Robinson. And a big gain there. He's knocked down immediately at the 45. Motion from the back.
And as soon as the receiver caught the ball, you saw the quarterback start communicating to his teammates what the next play was going to be because they're now changing the tempo and going fast.
He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. Marshall might go for a big play here on 2nd and short. Looking to fire. Got rid of it in a hurry, but he couldn't find his man. It's incomplete. Ball at the 38. The defense will try to get a stop on 3rd and short. They'll try to get the first through the air. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Never had a chance to get rolling after the pick, but he gives him the ball in prime field position at the 40.
QB never saw the defender. He's staring his receiver.
Marshall takes over the ball. The Thundering Herd offense coming out. Things got off to a good start with a touchdown on the opening drive and then quickly went to pot with a pick on the second one, and now they'll see if they can find the middle with this 3rd possession. The Thundering Herd to the line facing a 2nd and short. Give to the running back. He moves the chains and they'll mark the ball at the 33. With the first down, they'll put it in play from the 33. They'll try the run. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. Marshall quick to the line.
Well, the defense didn't have a lot of time to celebrate that last big play because here's the offense right away back at the line of scrimmage, ready to roll again with tempo.
You ain't getting by all these guys right up the middle unless your offensive line and your tight ends and everybody is putting in the work up front, committing to blocking. The running back does a great job finding the hole, exploding through. How about that nice, big, huge gain? If I'm the OC, let's call that one again.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Power football with the run. And this one will be stopped for no gain. The Thundering Herd trying to dial one up to convert on 3rd down. Dropping back, it's Turner. Got out of trouble and throws. That's caught. It's Norton. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. A costly penalty wipes out that 3rd down conversion, and now they'll back up and try it again. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. The Thundering Herd needing a ton of ground to get it to that first down marker. The play action fake. Quick strike complete. And an absolutely fearless tackle, giving up size, still got him on the turf.
You gotta love that.
They'll start this drive going to the air. Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22. Marshall comes to the line way behind the sticks here on 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. Unleashes one. On target to the left. They corral him out of bounds. Mark it down at the 38, and this offense might have something going. Looking to throw on 1st down. Catch in the middle, it's Harmon. Really nice job there by both guys to throw and the catch to work that defense and get the 1st down. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Wants to go up top on first down. Catch in the middle, it's Harmon. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down.
Good enough. First down.
Looking downfield, it's Turner. Under heavy pressure, lets him fly. Makes a grab for a big play. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's first and goal from the 7. They'll try to get it in with the run. Trying to move the pile into the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 2. Just enough time to get off one more snap. They give him the rock again on 2nd and goal. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Hurd!
And that is a perfect job by the offense, executing that 2-minute situation. The quarterback was really in charge and focused. Made sure that all...
The Marshall offense makes its way back onto the field. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive, Palmer? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak things a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
So now it's 2nd and long. Sends it back in motion. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Fires to the right. It's caught. And a nice grab there. Big pickup down to the 35-yard line. This Marshall offense putting together a nice drive. Back to throw, it's Turner. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. 2nd down coming.
We know about this running back's versatility, and he's made some plays in this game so far, catching the ball. That time, though, he had no shot. Defender bearing down on him. They're able to get the hit and make sure it falls incomplete.
Fires to the big fella. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
Nice job by the defense staying glued to him, getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football, knowing he's a threat. I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job by the D.
Marshall comes to the line facing 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Right down the middle. Oh, that slithered right through his fingers and would have been his 2nd interception of the game. Instead, it's they'll send the back in motion. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. Well, will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Back to pass. Just a short pass to the tight end.
Nice route there by the tight end, making it real easy for his quarterback to find an easy completion.
Off the play fake. Looking deep down the right side. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
Hey, when you speak...
Marshall takes over the ball, the thundering Herd offense coming out. Another opportunity here. They had to punt it on their last possession, but this time tight game, hoping to get something on the board. They make the stop, not a whole lot of ground picked up there, and they'll have work to do to get the first down. Looking to throw, it's Turner. It's complete on the right side. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. The Thundering Herd faces a 3rd and short. They'll try to get it through the air. Just gets rid of it to the running back underneath. And they'll line up from the 31 on 1st down.
And you just get the feeling that this defense has to find a way to get off the field and get the football back at this juncture of the game, trailing late if they're going to win.
Just a quick rhythm throw there and really good use of the tight end.
Yeah, good use of the big fella. I mean, go through your progressions real quick. You can't find anything. Get the easy gain. Don't take a shot down the field all the time. Take those shots later, but take those easy, wide-open opportunities to get some positive chunks.
They just keep firing. Swings it out to the flat. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the 1st down marker. They'll go to the air on 3rd and short. Back open in the middle. Gets it to the 46-yard line. 1st down for this offense. 6th play of the drive coming up. Might be changing the route. There he goes. They're ripping off chunks of yardage. They get it to the 33. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. The Thundering Herd picked up a fresh set of downs by keeping it on the ground. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense.
That's got to be demoralizing if you're the defense. You're trailing, you need to get the ball back. You got to get off the field, but you can't stop the run when they're going between the tackles. This defense is going to have to get a lot more physical, especially in the middle.
Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Marshall now lines up trying to convert on 3rd and short. Back to throw, it's Turner. Makes the grab. He'll be brought down at the 3-yard line. An explosive play in the passing game has him on the doorstep. They've been great on 3rd down. Now to finish the deal on 1st and goal. And this offense hoped to just run it in, and the defense was having none of it. No gain. Ball remains at the 2. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Marshall quick to the line. Wants to fire it in the end zone on 3rd and goal. Touchdown, Marshall! The offense cashing it in on that drive.
I like the aggressive play calling by the offensive coordinator on that drive as well. There are a lot of coaches that would have played it very conservative, very close to the vest, run the ball, and punt it away. Count on your defense, not this guy. He was going to take some shots, count on his own guys to get it done, and now with that touchdown...
Their work here is virtually done. No need to take any more chances. They'll line up in victory formation. Winning those individual 6-second battles every play, time after time after time after time, and that leads to a victory here.
And I love when teams go out and play like it's sudden death. Like if they lose the game, their entire season is over. This game wasn't for the national championship, but you wouldn't know that watching this winning team, David. Tremendous effort and tremendous execution.
I love competitive people. I love competitive coaches. I love competitive teams that they know that their job is to go out and get a W no matter where you play. You want to play in the parking lot? We'll go meet you. Great job of this team being ready, getting the W.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.